welcome to the Chicago Clubhouse. This is the podcast where we think we know what we're talking about, but we really don't know shit. Once again, my name is Emilio Bucks as your host. Joining me, as usual, is the lady, Miss Kristen Petit. And rounding out the trio, once again, south side of Chicago, Mr. Notorious T. Nick.
What's up?
All right. He just got back from 1998 with the Budweiser commercial. Welcome back, Terry. T. Nick. Okay, so let's jump into hey, it's midweek, but you know we got a Bears W. The Bears are 2-0. You know, before we start peeling the layers of that stinky onion back and dissecting that, let's just celebrate. We're 2-0. The main part, I guess, to talk about would be the first half. T. Nick, what did you see? What were you feeling in that first half? Yeah, I mean, it was ugly as, yeah, for sure. But it's
the first half actually looked decent. You know, Mitch was getting everybody involved, which was a good thing. Anthony Miller, he kind of regressed a little bit. A-Rob did not help his cause by giving up an interception. He had the ball in his hand. He should have had the ball. The run game looked good. You know, David Montgomery ran for 82 yards.
Probably player of the game.
They look good. Kudos to Matt Nagy for keeping the running game, for keeping it going. So it looked good the first half.
So, Team Mitch.
Mitchell.
Respect
that young man.
Is it Michelle?
Mitchell. I'm sorry.
Mitchell. I'm sorry.
Mitchell.
I like
Michelle can join Raekwon Smith on the show.
Right. I like Michelle. So, you know, your boy, you know, he had some moments out there. Like, so what did you see?
I like that he used his feet and he set up defenders using his feet. I like that he is still getting better with his decision making. So he has shown improvement in the first half. The first half looked good. You really thought there was going to be more to the game, but I also like Robert Quinn. He made a big play. So, you know, they had the interception. Fortunately, the stats could have looked a little better, but, you know, as T. Nick mentioned, Anthony Miller had a little bit of a dropsies. Or not catchies, whichever one you want to say. But overall, that first half was good.
All right. Yeah. I liked what I saw out there. I actually missed the first few minutes. I was apple picking.
Oh.
So I caught the first few minutes on the radio and rushed home.
Kids.
Yeah. You're like, why are you apple picking? Yeah. I have little kids. So let's talk a little bit about the second half. Kristen,
very little. The best part of the second half is that the game ended with a W.
Yeah.
I think we can move on.
Yeah. That was the only good thing was that ended. And when exactly. And I made it home safe with my children.
That's great.
Watch that second half. Okay. Now we talk about, you know, Bears 2-0. The Hall of Fame coach, Bill Parcells, is quoted by saying, "You are what your record says you are." Bears are 2-0. All right. Going against the 0-2 Falcons. Are the Falcons really an 0-2 team? What do you think, Kristen?
Well, I think they are. Their offensive, what they've done offensively, you would not think they are. But their defense has given up 78 points, 953 yards, 9 touchdowns in the end zone out of 10 attempts by teams. The defense also, they're fast. They caused a lot of fumbles in that game, but overall, they don't step up. You know, as you have talked about, we talked about in our little production meetings, that's been Matty Ice's issue all the time.
Never quite had a consistent defense, and So, like, speaking of defense, 2-0, 0-2, whatever, this Bears defense, they got their work cut out for them on Sunday. What do you think are going to be some keys to that, T-Nick?
Well, let me start by saying the Bears are a few plays away from being 0-2.
Yeah.
And the defense has been real suspect. The jury is still out. Robert Quinn, Khalil Mack, they all had a sack the other day. That was good. But the jury's still out. We still can't really identify this defense.
So what about, like, I think really the spotlight's probably going to be on our secondary. I mean, you got, of course, Julio Jones, he's questionable, but Calvin Ridley, he's been a monster.
Man, he's kicking up a lot of dust. We don't really have an answer for him.
So, Kristen, who would you put? You gonna put the rookie, or you gonna put Kyle Fuller on Calvin Ridley?
I'm gonna put. You know what? They're 2-0. They're living the high life. Jalen Johnson's very confident in himself. Let him try it.
Put the young boy on.
For 2-1.
I mean, if it doesn't work, you can always switch it. But I try it. He's maybe everything hasn't been flashy, but he's done well. So why not? What the hell?
You're down with giving him that look against Calvin Ridley. I mean, either way, again, Julio Jones questionable, but either way, if he plays, like, they both got their work cut out for him. As we move closer in, down the line, and we talk about, trying to get pressure on quarterbacks. How is our linebacker and our line core looking to you going into next week, T-Nick?
Well, the linebackers are still not. They're still not getting good movement, especially not Danny Trevathan. It's like he's in the way. He's in Roquan's way. Danny Trevathan is slow. Maybe he's hurt. Maybe something's wrong with him. I don't know, but he's slow. He's chasing people around. He's not looking good, man. So, maybe he's hurt. I don't know, but he's not looking like the Danny Trevathan we know from 2018.
And Kristen, is he looking like a mistake versus keeping Kwiatkowski?
Well, I wouldn't say that, but there's a lot of times where a linebacker can't keep up with a receiver when they have to cover them. But he just looks so bad chasing him. It's not even so much that he chases them, because that happens, but I mean, he looks like an old man chasing them, and I just don't understand what happened.
Like he should have a stick in his head. Come on, boy!
I feel as though he must be injured.
Yeah, he could be injured, or hey, let's keep it real. He could just be a year older, and in the NFL, a year older is like 5 to us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 7 years. Yeah, seriously. Okay, so right about now we're gonna take a fan.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What do you think about Khalil Mack?
Well,
this is your time to shine, E-Bucks. I know you've been waiting for this rant. Go ahead and get it up.
I have what I believe is an unpopular opinion about Khalil Mack.
Probably not, but go ahead.
I mean, that's
say it out loud. Yeah, you say it out loud. That's
what I've been getting. Yeah, I do think everybody's concerned about Khalil Mack, and I think people are just trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because he's just like a likable guy, and I get that, but like, I'm not seeing a lot from him. Like, and this is going through last season. You know what I mean? He made the Pro Bowl last season, and it was kind of like, word, okay, all right, cool. But now, second game into the season, I'm kind of seeing like, game number 18 from last year. And when I bring it up, there's always like, well, he's getting held. He's getting, he's not getting any calls. Like, yeah, okay. Everybody doesn't get some of the calls, but like, why would he be getting so much less than the higher tier playing, linebackers or defensive ends at this point. I don't know. I think that's something to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
While we're talking about Danny Trevathan being old, well, Khalil Mack is a year older too, and so that's like 20 years. Or, I don't know the math, how long he's been here. So
they have said compared to prior years that they're calling way less. So far, they've been calling way less holding calls. But now maybe that will change because the league will start getting a few tapes for some teams like, you're mugging my guy here, Khalil Mack. I mean, mugging him. They're like dancing with him.
I know. I mean, but I'm still seeing some single coverage that he's just not quite turning that corner on that he used to be able to. Like, all right, so
and getting there a little late. You're right. He does when he turns it, he gets there a little late.
It's just, and that's all it takes. Is your half step late versus that earlier half step that makes you, that real threat. That is getting paid a lot of money, and we gave up a lot of draft picks. So okay, so all right, I'm done
higher
ranting.
Standards. He will be held to higher standards.
I'm not gonna rant anymore. I'm gonna turn it over to we have a fan calling in right now. He's gonna join us. This is Shaunkeese, huge Bear fan, and he's gonna give some real in-depth, intellectual foresight into next week's matchup. There we go. What's good, my brother? How are you?
I'm good, Mr. Hardy. How you doing, B?
I'm good, man. But don't be calling me by my government name out here, brother. I got warrants and shit, my G.
Man, you too light-skinned for that. No, you don't.
Hey, man, look. My family is like the DeBarge family. We light-skinned, but we had to throw them things because, our niggas was trying to get at us and shit.
So you like cocaine, too? That's
well, hey, yeah, we did. But you good. My brother, I just wanted to get some of your thoughts on, the Bears coming up week 3 against those Dirty Birds. Those Dirty Birds put up a lot of points. They're 0-2, but that's a very powerful offense. So our defense is going to be put to the task. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I just feel like the Falcons, their defense is pure prostitution. They're letting everybody hit for $40. I mean, that's what it is. They're giving up a lot of points. It's like a pit bull on a poodle's ass. You understand what I'm saying?
I do. A lot of people are scoring, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's what it's going to be. By the way, rest in peace to Gayle Sayers. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Quite the segue, Shaunkeese.
Hey, I'm just saying, he's still a Bear. But, his number was 40. And that's how many attempts Mitch finna put on them Falcons. He about to go 30 for 40.
Oh, so
350.
40. Okay.
And hey, Kristen.
Yes, Shaunkeese.
I bet you when Mitch throw that football, he gonna make you holler. Bet you $5.
Now that I'm liable to believe.
Well, I am Team Mitchell, so
you're Team. She calls him Mitchell. It's not Mitchell.
Mitchell. You know what that means? Call him by the government name, like
right. Like that's like Mama call you by the full name.
I am motherly.
I
respect that young man.
Oh, okay, all right. I mean, hey, it's your prerogative. That's what Bobby Brown said.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so Shaunkeese, what's your prediction for Sunday? What score are we looking at?
I want to say it's going to be a heavy dose of the Mac Man. You'll definitely see some appearances from Eddie Jackson. I expect him to get maybe like 2 picks. Maybe, you know what? I'll break it up between him and Fuller.
You're optimistic.
I'm very, very optimistic. This is gonna be a game for our key players. They should like really shine. This is the game where you stat pad right here. Okay. So fantasy owners, they need to adjust their lineups right now.
But all the games should have been games where they pad their stats, right?
I mean, no, but this particular one, since the Dirty Birds are musty and they seem to like go by that name, This is the time right here.
Yeah.
And like I said before, Mitch going 30 for 40 for 350 and 3 tubs, and he gonna run one of them things in.
Bang.
Hey, now I'm not mad at that. You know, when they get in that red zone, like he need to start running that thing in because you know they're not very effective in the red zone. You know,
Yeah, because you know when he get in the pocket, and they start rumbling around his feet. He turn red anyway, so they both the same color.
This is true. This is true. Well, hey man.
Shaunkeese.
Well, what was that, Kristen?
Peace
I
out,
said,
brother.
a thought, please, Shaunkeese.
Oh, I've just been giving a whole bunch of thoughts right there. Come on, Kristen, man. Come on, honey, boo boo.
All right, well, man, Shaunkeese, it was a pleasure to have you on. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your schedule to come join us in the clubhouse. Appreciate you, brother, and bear down as usual.
Hey, bear down. See y'all later, sweet babies.
Thank
out,
you,
brother.
Shaunkeese.
Bye
Bye.
now.
All right, and once again, thank you, Shaunkeese. Always a pleasure to have your most thoughtful insight on the Chicago Bears. Okay, so
Honey, boo boo.
right, hey, I don't know. I think Shaunkeese is single. I don't know. I mean, he's a Bears fan or something. Anyways, before we get into our predictions for next week's game, really quick, let's switch sports to basketball because we got some pretty cool news out of the Advocate Center. New coaching hire, Billy Donovan. I'm forever the pessimist, but it kind of feels like they didn't fuck this up. How are you feeling, Kristen?
It's because it's new people picking, so that's why it's may work out. He has. I like him because he has experience with young teams. He's been able, he's had a lot of success in the league, in college. He received a ringing endorsement from Joakim Noah, so that's always a plus. And, I'm just interested to see what a coach can do with Zach LaVine, Laurie, Kobe, et cetera, and maybe that name can bring in another name.
Right. So T-Nick, I know you've always been pretty high on Zach, and you specifically on Kobe too. Like I know you see a lot of promise in him. So how do you think Billy Donovan can help them or make them better?
Donovan is a winner. He's won on every level. He's won as a player in college. He's been a winner as a coach in college. And he's been a winner in the NBA.
Yeah, he's won with that OKC team that there was low expectation after Durant left, and he kept them in contention.
And I think he can take this young team, especially LaVine, Kobe, Wendell, or Wendell, whichever one you want to call it.
Let's go for Wendell. That sounds
Wendell.
Fancy. I mean, he went to Duke.
He can take this young team with those stars,
fancy, but
and he can actually mold them into what he wants them to be because he's a teacher.
Yeah.
He's proved that. So I think it was a good hire. I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
Is Mo Cheeks coming with him? Is it Mo Cheeks?
Oh, really?
I think so.
Oh,
really?
I didn't hear that.
I think
breaking news.
I didn't hear that.
Okay. Don't say I might be lying to you.
All right, well, hey, that doesn't matter. Like you heard it here first.
Okay, if I'm wrong, it's just a prediction, people.
Hey, if you're wrong, it don't matter. We don't.
You heard it on the show, but we really don't know shit.
That's okay. I'm just making up folks joining.
Hey, that's all right. Hey, but hey, so let's just be happy. About Chicago sports. 2 baseball teams have officially, got their spot into the playoffs. So we got playoff baseball on both sides of town this year. That is exciting. The Bears are still 2-0 regardless. New coaching hire. Hey, so what is next week looking like? Predictions, T-Nick. Where you at on these Bears versus Falcons?
24-17. Close game.
Falcons?
Close game. I'm thinking the Bears are going to come out on top, but Close game. I mean, you got Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley. It's going to be tough, but yeah, 24-17 Bears.
All right. What are you feeling, Kristen?
I'm going to go with 30-17 Bears.
Very bold.
Don't know how it's
30?
Yeah. They.
I mean,
God damn.
Why not?
What is Shaunkeese? What is Shaunkeese?
30?
He said that ATL defense is
Shit.
Fred
Why
Eagle.
not? I got my team right here. I got my team. They're ready to shine.
Tarek.
Jimmy G, huh? This time.
The G stands for gets touchdowns.
Sometimes he disappears. No, the G stands for grandpa.
And I didn't see any tight end play on this last Sunday.
Yeah, and then Cole Kmet was limited with a shoulder. I guess he got hurt on the one catch.
Here we go again. All right. Okay, so my prediction is 24-24 and ends in a tie. And we lose the tie-breaking game between us and like the Lions or some shit at the end. I don't know. Something ridiculous. It's the Bears and it's 2020. All right. Yeah. So
since you put that in there, yeah, you might be right.
I mean, we celebrate the good, but at the same time, we take a moment to pay respects to, a sad moment in Chicago sports today with the passing of Mr. Gayle Sayers. T-Nick, I know you have some specific memories of Mr. Sayers that you would like to share. So if you go ahead and take it.
I do actually. This jersey right here, that was for my dad on his birthday in 2001. And how it happened was I was working in Schaumburg at the time. And at the time, Gayle Sayers was on the score. And he said that he was going to be at Woodfield Mall in 2 weeks, and he was going to be signing autographs. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go because I didn't know what else to give my dad for his birthday.
Nice.
And that's his favorite player. Gayle Sayers is his favorite football player.
Right on.
So I spent all this time trying to go find a Gayle Sayers jersey because, of course, in 2001, I didn't really know much about the internet.
Although, right. Yeah. The throwbacks was a little bit hard to come by, even if they were in at the time. Yeah.
So I went to like a Sport Mart or Maury Majors or somewhere where I went.
Wow. Yeah.
And I got that jersey.
Nice.
And then I went to Schaumburg to Woodfield Mall on that night that he was there. And the line, oh my God. The line was like down the block. But I was like, you know what? I'm staying in this line because I'm going to give my dad this autographed jersey. Plus, I want to be able to say that I shook this man's hand. So I stood in the line. And I finally got up to the front like an hour later. And he said, young man, how you doing? And I said, I'm great, Mr. Sayers. And he said, well, what you got for me? And I pulled out a jersey. And he was like, oh, I usually don't sign jerseys. I usually just sign footballs. I tell you what, you go into the mall and get a football, come back, you don't even have to stand in line. I'll sign the football for you. And really quickly, I was thinking to myself, I don't want to go get a football, but this jersey
thing. You went through all of that to get the jersey, yeah.
So I said to him, do you know this lady's name? My best friend's mother dated Gayle Sayers. So I said, do you know so-and-so? And he said, yeah, I do. Yeah, okay. And then he said, what? You know what? Give me a shirt. And he signed the shirt based on my best friend's mother's name.
There you go.
I got it signed, and my dad had a great birthday. So that's my memory.
All right, man. Well, you worked your ass off for that one. So All right, Son of the Year goes to T. Nick. You know, thanks for making us all feel terrible and shit. I didn't even call my dad on his last birthday. But anyway, so, all right. Again, rest in peace, Mr. Gayle Sayers. And signing out, once again, this is the Chicago Clubhouse, the podcast where we truly believe we know what we're talking about, but we really don't know shit. My name is Emilio Bucks for Kristen Petit and the notorious T. Nick. Deuce.